Indirect rural development programs. Overview. As discussed earlier, other than assistance in farming activities, government support rural transformation process by improving rural infrastructure, roads, schools and health centers buildings, power supply, sanitation and safe drinking water facilities, watersheds development, supporting rural livelihoods through programs which provide minimal wage and income, a basic house, basic education, and health care. Let's quickly summarize some of the key flagship programs of government in this area. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, MNREGA, aims at enhancing livelihood security of people in rural areas by guaranteeing at least 100 days of wage employment to every household whose adult members volunteers to do unskilled manual work. Since labor is employed in activities like watersheds development, drought proofing, irrigation, agri-land development, development of dwelling units, schools and health centers buildings, rejuvenation of traditional water bodies, flood control and drainage work, rural road connectivity, MNREGA also plays a key role in development of rural infrastructure. Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana, SGSY or Ajivika. The program aims at establishing a large number of micro-enterprises in rural areas based on the ability of the poor and potential of each area, and central philosophy of this program is that the poor people have the potential to come out of poverty with proper hand-holding, peer support, training and capacity building, and credit linkage. Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Rural roads are known to be a very effective catalyst for economic transformation because of better connectivity of rural households to markets and also easier access to health and educational facilities. The program emphasizes connecting all eligible unconnected habitations with a population of 500 persons and above in plain areas, 250 persons and above in hill states by 2020. Rajiv Gandhi Gramin Vidyutikarana Yojana, RGGVY. Access to stable power has been particularly poor in rural habitations, and the Rajiv Gandhi Gramin Vidyutikarana Yojana, RGGVY, was devised to remedy this problem by providing connections to all villages and free connections to BPL families. Other schemes for providing electrical connectivity to people below poverty line are distribution of solar lanterns at subsidized rates, marathon efforts on developing other resources of clean energy for rural consumption. The Indira Awas Yojana, IAY. Shelter is a basic need of a citizen, which is critical for determining the quality of human life. A roof over the head endows a shelterless person with an essential asset and improves his physical and mental well-being. Hence, fulfilling the need for rural housing and tackling housing shortage, particularly for the poorest, is an important task to be undertaken as part of the rural development efforts of the government. The Indira Awas Yojana IAY is a flagship scheme of the Ministry of Rural Development in this area. Under the scheme, financial assistance is provided to the below poverty line BPL households in the rural areas for construction of dwelling units. Provision of urban amenities in rural areas, PURA. The primary objectives of the scheme are the provision of livelihood opportunities and urban amenities in rural areas to bridge the rural-urban divide. The amenities include development of water and sewerage, village streets, skill development centers, street lighting, telecom, electricity, internet kiosks. village-linked tourism, integrated rural hub, upgraded healthcare and educational facilities, promotion of rural market offerings. Indirect rural development programs. Overview. Rajiv Gandhi National Drinking Water Mission. To ensure the availability of an adequate quantity of drinking water of acceptable quality on a long-term basis. This is being done by providing low-cost but practical and effective solutions to identified problems associated with the supply of safe drinking water in rural areas through the application of available scientific and technological inputs. It also focuses on prevention of pollution of drinking water, educating the public in conservation of the quantity and quality of water. Integrated Watershed Management Program, IWMP. Development of rain-fed and degraded areas through participatory watershed approach is a focal area of this initiative. One of the main work under this is promotion of rainwater harvesting activities like farm ponds, percolation tanks, check dams, etc. Total Sanitation Campaign. To achieve the vision of Nirmal Bharat, that is Clean India, that is full sanitation coverage by establishing Nirmal Gram Puraskars, NGPs, in all the villages. Health. Issues of health and nutrition in rural areas are extremely important for the well-being of the rural population. Government efforts are in the following activities. Strengthening the rural health infrastructure, especially sub-centers, public health centers, and community health centers, which includes availability of diagnostic equipment, necessary vaccines and drugs, adequate staffing and ready availability, that is preferably 24/7, and better mobile linkages, that is emergency services, to the hospital network. Vaccination of all children. Widespread testing and provision of nutritional supplements for vulnerable sections, particularly adolescent girls, young mothers, and children. For more details on this topic, please see the topic Human Capital Formation. Education. Skill development inputs into the rural areas include extending and improving the quality of the primary school network, as well as scaling up of secondary schools, vocational training centers, and colleges, so that all villages can have adequate access to quality education. For more details on this topic, please see the topic Human Capital Formation. Skill development. Improved training and skill development is critical for providing decent employment opportunities to the growing youth population in the rural areas and is necessary to sustain the high growth momentum. National Skill Development Mission, launched in the 11th Plan, has brought about a paradigm shift in handling skill development programs. Under this mission, a new strategic framework for skill development for early school leavers and existing workers has been developed since May 2007 in close consultation with industry, state governments, and experts. At present, 1,386 modules for employable skills covering 60 sectors have been developed. 36 assessing bodies empaneled for conducting assessment. 6,753 vocational training providers VTPs registered, and more than 12.19 lakh persons trained and tested since inception.